Low key, got the beat.
Yo, what's good, beautiful people? It's your boy Zay,
It's your boy Rashad.
and this is the Raw on Purpose podcast, where your purpose meets the raw you.
That's right, the raw you, the real you, the authentic you, the you before you was born, you before all that, okay? Connected with the reason why you was here, and we just mesh those two together, bring it together in some great conversation, talking points, and ways to just help serve you, make you better, and bring you to your best self. That's it, really, right?
That's right. And we first want to say thank you for taking the time to listen. And if you enjoy what you hear, please like, please share, please comment, please subscribe. Everything that you do helps us continue to do the work. Also, be on the lookout for some merch that will be coming out soon.
Yep.
That we'll be doing collectively, as well as we both have our own individual brands that we are growing. And so we would definitely love and appreciate your support as we do our best to make an impact to those around us and just in our communities. Just some young brothers trying to make a difference. So we definitely would appreciate the support and you guys rocking with us.
Yes.
So we're gonna jump right in today. We're gonna talk about some of the things that we got from watching the Social Dilemma documentary
Yes.
on Netflix.
It's a special documentary that's exclusively on Netflix that Zay first saw and brought about and then brought to my attention. And it was very, very interesting, extremely interesting, and incredibly relevant. And it's going to really make you think about some things. And we said we got to come and talk about this.
Absolutely, because again, it ties into what we're about. Just bringing the raw you and your purpose together. First, we'll say that technology is good for us, right? It has its good sides. It has its things that, it's really helped a lot of people grow financially, mentally, emotionally. It's made a lot of positive impact in medicine, how we deal with just different things that goes on in our bodies and just in our lives, as well as it has helped us become a little more efficient, more production. But with anything that man creates, there's always there's another side to it. There's a
pretty much a curse attached to it.
right right because there's always going to be people that are going to try to exploit it and use it to benefit themselves at the cost of other people. And so and that in essence kind of is what the documentary is about. It's just how people had pure motives going in, and quickly it took a life of its own, and now we're in the year 2020, and people are more depressed than ever. People don't like who they are more than ever. Bullying is up more than ever. We're more divided more than ever. And from what the data shows is a lot of this started to really increase around the 2011, 2012 time, when smartphones really became a necessity, it seems like, in our lives. Like, we needed it. And with the smartphones come all the different social media apps, and how they've created everything to hold and grab our attention. I don't know about you, but I know there's been times where I've gone on Instagram to look at one thing, or Facebook just to look at one thing, and then I look at the time and it's like 30 minutes later.
Right, and you probably never find the thing you came for. It's right. Like Walmart.
Right. Like you find yourself liking, you find yourself reading, you keep scrolling, or for me sometimes if it's like, man, I'm doing so much to where I'm using so much of my brain, I need a moment to,
Right.
I guess you could say, dump myself down. So I'll just start scrolling, but then again, I'll get into it. It's like
Right.
a never ending
It is.
cycle.
It is. Like for me, like I don't even watch TV. But I was thinking about this the other day. Like I don't watch TV anymore, like I used to. But I'm like, I still spend a lot of time flicking and watching and stuff on my phone.
Right.
There's still something with the screen taking up my time.
Yep.
For real.
Because everything is just, it's clamoring for your attention. It's always like, look at me, look at me, look at me, look at, like, I even have it to where like my phone would be in my pocket so much that, it vibrates. So now I could feel like a vibration sensation in my phone, and my phone's nowhere near my pocket. And I'm like, yo, what? Oh, it's not even there just because. Like,
and they said it's too because of the radiation that's within the phone too. It's had an impact for being in that area for so long that it creates almost like a twitch, nervous reactions, even when your mind thinks it, like that area. I believe it. These phones can definitely affect our nervous system.
Yeah,
think about it.
And they've done so much research on us, that they almost know, because they know the basic
the human
basic human need reaction and stuff. They know how to manipulate it to where it comes off like they know you better than you know yourself. Like I know one of the most frustrating things for me is like if let's say I go look on Google to find something that I need to buy, and then I go over to my phone, and it's the first ad, or better yet, this is the one that always really trips me out, is when I'm thinking about something. I haven't said it to anybody. I haven't searched anything. I'm literally just thinking about it. And it could be like I think about it, and 10 minutes later, I get on my phone, and it's the first thing that pops up.
Is it law of attraction? Or is it the phone algorithms?
Right, like
which is which?
I was like, I didn't say this out loud. So then it starts messing with your head. But if you dig into the documentary, it kind of explains as to why that is.
Mm-hmm.
Right? It's
incredible. It's incredible.
It is.
It's so, because really, you think about it, that's what it's all about. It's about algorithm. Even life is an algorithm. Yeah. Whatever you put your attention to, God's gonna send more of that your way, whatever it is, because that's a decision and mindset that you set, and that's your frequency that you set, and more of that's coming your way. So the more you act on it, the more real it becomes. The more you create, like, and touch it or create any type of experience it, emotionally, internally, or physically, the more real it becomes, and the more you're gonna see it, and then therefore that's your reality. So it's like these phones is like, and how they use it is the exact same thing. The actions you create on whatever app, whatever, like that's taking you in a direction, down a highway, off an exit. Yeah. To somewhere.
Yeah. I have a crazy thought, but I want to stay on
the road. No pun.
Oh, Lord, help me.
Hey, this is the Raw on Purpose podcast y'all tuning into.
Right, but we're not going there today. We're talking about social media.
Not today.
No, not today. Oh, Lord, help me. But yeah, so it's crazy how, the devices seem to know us better than we know ourselves.
That's
And one thing that, we don't think about, because I was watching it again. I was watching it with my wife today, and she was like, wow, they really know how long you stay on the page. And I'm like, well, the creators, like, that run the site, the app, they don't know, but the computer that they have that literally runs the app
collects the data.
So it's like, oh, you're on the app for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Oh, this is what that person likes. So now that's what they're going to consistently show you more of, or
Yep.
the things that you like.
And they'll show you most people don't check. If you go in your settings and everything, they'll show you all the demographics and the graphs and the ranges of the ages of who's turned into your channel, how many people are watching this and that, how many, like you were just saying, that the hours of time that you're on the app, all of that's right up under there. You can see for yourself.
Yeah.
But we're too entertained on what's on the app.
Yeah.
What it's gonna give us.
Yeah.
Whatever fix we want.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's
Yeah.
crazy. Even kind of going into the next point with that, when you say like what kind of fix, like it's literally turned into a drug, right? It's like, you're tapping yourself on your the other side of your elbow, that little skin, like you're about to shoot up with something. And it's likes, right? People based their whole identity off of how many likes they get, right? If a post doesn't get as many likes, they don't think that it was a good post.
It's like their morale and their attitude somewhat changes, and their emotions changes if the likes are one way, higher or lower, one moment, one day.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then you see, it's funny, you see like these, especially with women, right? Where you have someone that posts good quality content. They're like fully clothed, right? And they don't get that many likes, but then let them have on some tights or a bathing suit, right? Like the likes are totally different. Right.
Your phone going off, yeah.
And you hear kind of the dilemma that they have, and kind of like what they tussle with, because it's like, do I create more content that shows my body off?
Yeah.
Because I'm driven by the likes that I get.
Mm-hmm.
Or do I just maintain what I have and just understand that the likes don't make me?
Right. It's such a, on both sides, because I follow this fitness influencer. That's how I call it, 'cause she really is a fitness influencer. Her name's Morgan Dawson. And she was like exactly talking about this today, how because she posts a lot of posts in her bikini while she's making smoothies and she's smacking her butt and all that type, but she's just doing her and expressing her, but she's never doing it to get likes and all that. So she's saying how she would post that, people who criticize say something about it. She's like, okay, all right, and they might have some type of point. She said she puts her jeans on, all that type of jeans on, fully clothed, still doing what she do. People still got something to say about it. So it's like, what do I really, how do I come about this? But I know for me, I know why I always do it, but I'm just letting y'all know that people are always going to have something to say. It doesn't matter what it is that you're going to do, because that's like how that system is built.
Yep. It's just how people are.
Yeah.
Like that brings to mind the meme I saw. And it's like 4 pictures. The first picture is there's a man and a woman sitting on a donkey, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then you have these group of people off, and they're like, oh my God, look at them, they're harming the donkey. Why are they on the donkey like that, right? So then the next picture, it's like as if the people heard what they said. So then the man gets off the donkey and he's walking. He's like, oh, look at him. He doesn't think that the woman's strong enough to walk herself. Right. So then the picture below it and to the left of it shows the man sitting on the donkey and the woman walking. He was like, man, what kind of man is he having her walk? She should be on the donkey.
Yep.
And then the last post shows both of them walking beside the donkey, and the people are like, man, those people are idiots. They don't even know how to use the donkey, right?
So
and
you
it
got
just
all those scenarios. People have something to say after all of it.
So it's like you as we always talk about, you have to know who you are, right?
Yep.
And so when you're
believe
posting,
and
trust and believe, like, that you're doing this to market yourself.
Yeah.
Right. It's a dilemma that I have with social media myself. I remember when I first got on, like, I was posting often, but like the older that I've gotten, the more responsibilities that I've had, the less that I've posted on social media. And then also the more aware that I become that it is like a drug.
Yeah.
Right. I've shared this story on one of our Bible studies that I remember when MySpace was around. And MySpace is what kind of gave me confidence because, you know, throughout high school and stuff like that, I really didn't feel like I was attractive because, like, all the people I would pursue, like, I would always consistently get turned down. And it's just like, yo, is there something wrong with me? Like, but then I have this page
Right.
where I have a lot of attractive women that are looking at my page, or like it's getting a lot of views and I'm getting a bunch of messages. So then it's like, oh, okay, maybe what I thought about myself, I'm really not like that. So then it kind of started.
Yeah, it shifted you.
Right. It gave me
Yeah.
a little, you know, some confidence, right?
Yeah.
And some people put a lot of weight in that. Like,
Yeah.
I'm glad for myself that I got what I needed from that and understood that it still didn't make me any better than what I am. I've always been like a good person, like a good dude, right? Like I've been, it's just, you know, some people didn't find me attractive or whatever it was, but
Right.
like it just, I was like, all right, cool. I got the confidence that I needed, but then I don't need that no more to validate who I am, because I am who I am. Like, God created me to be me. And that's what I shifted my mind to believe. But a lot of people, they don't have that luxury. A lot of people believe that the likes that they get, that's who they are. And when they don't get the likes, or when their 15 minutes is up, when their viral video is no longer the top thing that you're looking at, then they start doubting themselves.
I just thought about something like me and you, right? Like we, graduated around the same time. Imagine if we had all this access to apps at the time that we went to high school, or even go a little further, middle school.
Yeah. I mean,
Our life would be totally different.
Totally different.
It would be.
And that's why the suicide rates higher for 10 to 14-year-olds than they were just 15. Well, honestly, just 10 years ago.
Yeah, really.
Right? It's drastically different. Even in teenage girls and teenage boys, like these kids today really, really seek validation. It's like, I mean, it was hard enough being in middle school and dealing with regular bullies, right? Because in our day, we just had to deal with the bullies,
right? The regular ones
at
that we
school,
came,
right?
Yeah.
But then once we got on the bus, we went home. We didn't have to deal with them no more until we came back to school the next day. But now there's no getting away from the bullies, right? Because all it takes is, and sadly the way our minds think is, you can have 99 people. So you can have 100 people comment on your post, but one person says something negative. We typically gravitate to that one negative thing opposed to the 99 other positive things that we've seen.
Yeah.
And so it's crazy. Like sometimes, man, I just look at posts and I just go to the comments just to see what's going to be said.
Me too. Oh, let's see what these comments. These comments about to be lit.
Right. And it's just like, yo, like these people are crazy.
I was like, I love it when they just throw something out in the water, and I just know they about to eat it up and go crazy because people are something else.
Yeah.
And you see those comments, then have like 117 sub comments under there. Somebody went in.
I mean, it's crazy, and it's all opinions.
That's all it is.
Right. It's
everybody's their own reality and their story where they see things on whatever subject is, and everybody trying to, with their egos, trying to be like, I'm right and you're wrong in some type of way. You don't make sense. You don't this, that.
Right. And I will say it's refreshing when I see the comments and you actually see a thread where people are like legitimately trying to learn from each other.
I love seeing those.
And
it's respectful.
Right. It's respectful. And you see like, you know what? I never thought about it like that.
Yeah.
You know, this like, and you see that and it's like, okay, there is hope in this world. Cause it's just, we're just so, we're such in a space of division.
Yeah.
right? Like, especially where we are today, like, we're just so divided. And honestly, our technology has
Yeah, definitely
a
put a
large
big hand in that.
a
yeah.
large hand in doing it. So, again, another part of the documentary shows where the divide just again 8 years ago between for the lack of better words, which I just think is stupid, but you got the right and the left, right?
Right.
And how the gap between the two is so much wider than it used to be because of the simple fact of the algorithms, right? You only see what you agree to.
Mm-hmm.
And because most people won't follow or connect themselves to people that disagree with them,
Yep.
they don't ever get the other side of the coin.
Right.
Right. And like I'll say, that's honestly helped me as a believer to be able to witness and talk with people, because I've made it a point to be around people that challenge the worldview that I have. And for, it's done two things. One, it's solidified my own beliefs,
Yep.
right? And it's strengthened, but also it gives me compassion and sympathy and empathy towards what other people may believe or, may see, or helps me, we can come to an understanding. We may not agree on it, but I have a understanding of them, right?
Exactly.
I get to know that person better.
Yeah. You just been opened up to a new, world or this perspective.
Right.
To help you.
Right.
Your understanding of others. Yeah.
Because, like, if you listen to people on either side and what they say, it just sounds so crazy, right? We had this conversation the other day. It's like, if you listen to both sides make it seem like we're headed towards doom. There's no hope.
Right.
Right? And people, like, I don't think people are aware of it. Again, because most people are like, yeah, well, the left are coming to take your guns, and the left are coming to, you don't want them moving into your neighborhoods, right?
Right.
And then the other side's like, they're gonna take your health care. You're gonna die. They can't. It's like, yo, where's the hope? Who is bringing?
We're already going through it. No.
Right? Like,
please.
Right? It's like, it's so crazy, and it's and it's been proven that through Facebook that they've had the ability, through fake news, through misinformation and disinformation, they've been able to actually help people get elected, right? Because again, through the whole recommendation. So, what was it? They had another documentary that came out that talked about the whole Brexit situation in Europe, and how through Facebook they were able to put out so much disinformation that it helped a candidate become
President, Prime Minister,
right, whatever the role of leadership was. And one of the test countries was, I think, one of the Caribbean islands, where they got a whole group of people to not vote because they told them that their vote is useless. There's no point in doing this. So they didn't go out and vote. And so the person that they wanted, the other people wanted to won because of the disinformation.
Yep.
So you look at it the same way today, like,
And it's too easy because it's what the information is coming through.
Right.
It's how is the information being delivered to you.
Right.
Because, like, say the Facebook, Instagram, whatever, the algorithms, it's like, how did it get here to my face and my view?
Yep.
How did it get here? So it could be either by your association of who you know.
Yep.
So if you have like 2, 3, 4 friends or whatever, and they like, react, comment, it's gonna come down your timeline too.
Yep.
If you already their friend or whatever, or they gonna share it.
Yeah.
It's gonna get to your eyes some way, somehow. So there's this. It's like it's saying in the documentary. There's all of these different platforms are just fighting to find the best and most simple in as many ways as possible to get your attention, to get you to open that app and to do some action in it.
Yeah. I mean, and it's, honestly, this is like a tough conversation because with both of us being entrepreneurs, you kind of have to use social media to get your product and your ideas out there.
Yeah.
So like, it's helpful, but at the same time, again, going back to what I said earlier, it just has the harmful, people putting their identities in these things.
Yeah.
Right. And so like you said, with, misinformation, not only your friend sharing it, then your recommendations, and then you're clicking on that, and then you find yourself so deep in a wormhole that, people do crazy things, right? Like, you think about like the guy, Dylan Roof, who shot up the church in South Carolina. Like, he wasn't thinking about going and killing nobody until something happened one day. He got on his phone and he, saw that, black people are taking jobs and, immigrants are taking jobs and they're just terrible people. Mm-hmm. And he clicked and he kept clicking and he kept reading. And he kept seeing this. He kept clicking.
More stuff was coming his way.
Right. Yeah. And nothing came to challenge it.
Exactly. That part.
And so then he was like, I got to do something now.
Exactly.
And then he goes and he kills a bunch of people.
Mm-hmm. But
it all started from him being on his phone and something happening that day, right? Because that's all it takes.
Mm-hmm.
In the documentary, they talk about the Pizzagate scandal, right?
Mm-hmm.
And how the guy went to a pizza place and, held people hostage to go find some kids that all because he just kept reading something. And, it's like you think about... you think about like the Illuminati, right?
Right.
And I know people that have spent hours
my God.
researching it, and it's just like you can get caught up in it. It will, you go one place to this, and it'll just keep you going
down that rabbit hole.
Like you could find anything to prove that you're right, whether it's true or not.
Exactly.
Like,
man,
you could find it, and then you can manipulate the stats to where it makes you seem or sound right. So it's like,
and that's why we're gonna go there too. That the whole truth thing,
right?
So it's like even if like a real person in real life comes and brings you truth, you being looked at like you straight crazy because everything in my life is agreeing with me,
right? Right.
You something wrong with you because you coming to me telling me this.
Right.
Everything else is agreeing with me. So
right. We many times, man, we don't have people that challenge the way you think, and it's necessary because that's the only way you grow.
Yeah.
Right. There's no way that you can just be around people that think like you.
Right.
Because it'll have you doing some crazy stuff.
Yeah.
Right.
It'll be very just. It would be boring too. To just have like a whole bunch of people that just do everything that you do. Nothing goes outside of that box.
Because then you get so far away, and then when that wake up call hits, right, it leads you even to a darker place because you've gotten yourself so far away from your center, right? You've gotten so away from that place that and then you be looking at like, why didn't y'all tell me? And it's like, well, you think of celebrities, right? Celebrities that they just do some stupid stuff. Mm-hmm. Well, it's typically because they don't have people in their circle that tells them about themselves. Yep. They're just like, yes, man. Yep. Yes, man. Yep. Yes. Because
they'll tell you they don't need no yes people, yes men, and all that around them.
Right.
Like don't respect them.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, some of them. Right. The ones that know themselves.
Yeah. Let's be clear about that.
Right. Because some of them get in trouble and stay in trouble because the people around them, they honestly don't care about that person. They're just trying to eat off of what that person provides. Mm-hmm. So they're not going to tell them that, like, dude, what you're doing is stupid.
Right.
Like, why would you do that?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. It's you got to have somebody around that's going to challenge challenge that. You know what I'm saying? Not just literally watch you walk into fire.
Right.
You feel me?
Right.
You know.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy, man. Like, you know, we've allowed these devices to control us.
And
Right.
I was having this conversation a while ago. Oh yeah, I was mentioning with my brother before. I was like, if you look kind of carefully in the progression of time, especially like some of the time periods, like what they was even talking about in this documentary, like, and we was talking about this the other day, just as us and our generation, like video games, stuff like that, how it's advanced and everything through this time and everything. Like, if you look at technology and its investments over time, and you look at personal usage and having technology that's wearable and all that type of stuff, they're slowly but surely trying to merge us into machines. It's getting closer and closer to you. First, it was outside of us. Then it became on us.
Yeah.
And our next step is in us.
As I take my smartwatch off, Mom.
He's grabbing the strap, y'all.
As I take it off.
But that's not like a, when that's going to pick up everything.
Right.
But
yeah.
who knows?
It just right. It's serving a purpose.
Exactly.
There's a few things that I needed to.
And that's perfect.
Right.
That's way, yeah.
Right. I'm not trying to. Hello. How are you? Yeah.
Right. And all that extra stuff. Yeah.
But that's crazy.
But yeah, it's making our way in us to become us.
And Rashad has all these hot takes. Right. There's a new one every time. Sometimes I just hang out with him to see.
What you got?
What you got today?
Oh, I got something for you. Yeah.
So yeah, you get it. They're trying to turn this into robots.
Yep.
They're trying to make iRobot a reality for us.
Yep. You think about it, because they're trying to, in every way, make you to not use your own rational mind for things. But you're still performing actions, though. They just want you to don't want you to really use your mind like that.
Yeah, and it's crazy because you also can see it too with how much we're attached to it. When I don't care. Every stoplight, you're going to see somebody scrolling on their phone. Head down, everything.
You already know what we run into a lot these days.
Right.
Look up.
Right.
I need to go. Yeah.
Or it's like, the scariest thing is when they're on the freeway and you see them like phoning. I was like, I promise you that Instagram post, you'll see it when you get to where you're trying to go. Like that text message.
Once again, an instant.
It can wait. Right.
And it really can wait.
Right. And I'll say I'm not perfect. Sometimes I respond to text messages because, it's like immediate. Because, like, if you don't answer this person, they're going to call you.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? And sometimes you ain't trying to have a conversation.
Right.
Sometimes you just got people in the car to where you really can't,
Yep.
But one thing I definitely don't do is, like, scrolling. Like, why are you scrolling on Instagram while you're driving?
Why are you searching for just flicking?
Honestly, I had a friend that I rode out of town with, and this man had his phone in front of his face while he was driving.
In front of it. Between his face and the windshield.
In the windshield. And I was like, dude, like, we're on the freeway. Bruh. Like, you got other people in the car with you.
Okay.
Like, do this.
Precious cargo. He's just looking real reckless.
Right. Like, you don't got a spouse to go to. We do. Right, so it's like, I don't understand how you, but it's wild to me. It's like, are you that attached to? I think you brought this up to me years ago or somebody else, but it's like, you just think of the name cell phones, right? It's like we're in prison to this device, right? Like if you hear it vibrate, oh my God, right? Ooh, somebody
Yeah.
text me or somebody, right?
Yeah.
You get this like rush just from the notification. Like
Mhm.
I when I'm really trying to get into a deep study, when I'm studying my word or I'm reading a book, I put my phone on mute
Right.
just so that
Right.
if somebody is texting me, I'm not going to break my
Exactly,
concentration
because
I
yeah.
hear a notification.
Right. For real.
You know, so it's crazy. And then we talk about how social media has made us antisocial.
Right.
Like that was another big part. Like I'm not going to give the whole thing away, but it's like, you know, we don't converse with one another. Right. I think about like when I go out with a certain group of friends and we're hanging out,
Mhm.
like 5 minutes, 10 minutes into,
Especially after everybody gets seated and everything.
yeah, yep.
Yeah.
Everybody's like, pull out the phone.
Yeah.
Right. And instead of talking, we're like, hey, did you see this? And then the whole conversation starts. But it's like everybody is in their phone, especially after you place your order and you're waiting for your food
Yeah.
to come. It's
Yeah.
like everybody, and I have to, like when I'm aware of it, I try to put my phone down
Yeah.
and try to have some form of conversation. And I'm a quiet person.
Right.
Like contrary to popular belief on this, you know, seem like I talk a lot on the podcast, but typically I'm the quiet one, right? I'm just quietly observing and, you know, just, you know, talk when I need to or whenever something's been said to me. But I just look around and just everybody is literally scrolling on their phone.
Yep.
And I'm like, yo, I was like, I would love to get to a position to where it's like, you know, when friends go out, we put a basket in the middle of the table.
Yep.
And you put your phone in there, and the first person to grab the phone has to pay for everybody's dinner.
Mm-hmm.
Right, just to give. And I understand, like, if you're parents with children and, you know, you're going to need your device if the babysitter is trying to get in touch with you.
Yeah.
But if you're sitting there, like, you know, you're scrolling, and it's like, you know, sometimes with my own family, you know, and I got older parents, and we be sitting there, and my dad's playing a game, and my mom's playing a game, and my sister's scrolling, and I'm like, bro, we could have got this to go. And could and just
Right,
went
what's the
to
difference?
just went to
Made it
separate
come.
rooms and like why do we have there's no need to have a device. Like
Mhm.
we're here together. Let's enjoy this moment. Let's talk about something.
Right.
Right? But because we have the phones, we don't even know how to have conversations or even how to be creative in conversing.
Right. To be creative, because we know what we don't want to do, so we're not going to even invest or waste our time and energy in thinking of like other ways to be creative, because we're not forced to be in that.
Oh.
But
Right.
yeah, I guess here's my little conspiracy theory thing.
Okay, let's go.
Since he asked for one. But say just hypothetically, so what if all the power goes out? If we had one of those magnetic things go on to where it cancels out any electronic thing, nothing can work, no TV, no phone, no social media to go into, no anything that we usually use electronically to distract ourselves from conversing with people around us. Who's going to survive? Who's going to stay sane when all you have is whoever or wherever you are, if you're around anybody, living around somebody?
I think
and you don't have.
I think I would survive.
I would love it. I'm kind of ready for it.
Yeah.
I know there would be some just resistance because it's stuff I'm kind of used to, but
yeah.
I think I would be good because I know people who've taken like super intentional. I know you. I think you said you have too, like social media, really phone breaks, like period, and just like. Put away. They say that just like fasting, like the second, third day be hard. Especially acting up on second, third day. But they say after that, it's like peaceful.
Yeah, it is. It is, man. I mean, and for me, it's like, man, you actually find out how productive you can be.
Whole different
when you put it down. Right? Like you can get some books written, and for me, it's like, I've seen the post like if if somebody offered you $100,000 to go into a house in the woods with no internet, no TV, no nothing for 2 months, would you be able to do it? And I'm like, yeah, I'll be able to
Yeah.
do it. The first probably 3 or 4 days will be a struggle, just due to the fact of it's just having to break the habit.
Yeah.
But then once I'm able to go outside and enjoy whatever nature is, and if there's like a basketball, go out and shoot, and if there's a notebook with, to where I can write stories,
Yeah.
songs,
I would love it because all I
ideas.
see is an opportunity.
Right. Like you come, it's funny. Like I get all my great ideas when I'm in the shower. All my
Yeah,
great
yeah, yeah.
ideas, everything floods because it's like
You know
you
why?
can't be distracted in the shower.
No.
Right?
And that water's running and flowing, and so are
Yeah.
your thoughts. Like,
Yeah, so it's like I can't, so there's nothing distracting me. So it's like a floodgate.
me too, especially when I work out alone.
Oh,
Everything.
oh,
I remember you used to always say
Oh.
that we work together. He used to always
Yep.
say we couldn't even work out sometimes. He's like, let me. All this stuff would just come. I'm like, man, what's up? Why you got all this stuff to say now? I'm trying to get my pump weight.
or like if I'm I would say like in the middle of a rep, like I would be like, here's a dope message and here's the scripture for it, and it's like, but really, I got two reps to go. All right. Let me rack this. Let me take this note real quick
Before it slipped my mind.
Before it slipped my mind. Right? Because it's like, like there's no, you're focused on that one thing, and everything else goes
Clarity
away.
of mind.
Clarity of mind.
Yeah.
Like one of my favorite things to do was like if I was really, really stressed or things are just going on, if I could get to a basketball court. That was like it was either a basketball court or a drum set. If I get to one of those two things, like just to ease my mind,
Yeah.
I'm like, all right, cool, I'm good.
This reminded me about something, by the way. I want to get me outdoor basketball, go down the Hurt Road. Yeah. I've been
Yeah.
thinking about that. But yeah.
Yeah. So that's a good idea.
Yeah.
That's a good idea.
Yeah.
I haven't been there in a while. But yeah, so it's like, I honestly could. Now,
Yeah.
the caveat is it'd be a little tough because I'm married,
That's the only thing.
right? That's the like now, I love my wife. I really do. But, I could do 2 months by myself. And every husband knows what I'm talking about right now.
Right. Anybody got to act no type of way about what he just said. Only if you knew. If you know, you know.
You know.
Okay.
Right? Like, it'd just be like, oh, right. Like, I ain't got to work. Ain't got to do nothing. Like, bills, everything's taken care of. And I just go for 2 months with no TV, no internet. Again, the first 3 to 5 days will be a struggle, but after that, I'll probably have
I
me
probably
like,
want to come back and
right,
you know what I'm saying?
I'd probably have like 2 books written,
Okay.
some TV shows, like so many different things.
Yeah.
Like I hear that's what a lot of authors do is when they need to write, they go to a place for 2 weeks and they write a whole 300-page book.
It's like this, like a laxative for writer's
Right.
block and everything.
Right.
Everything that starts, yeah,
Right.
yeah,
Right. So it, because again, you can lose a whole day, right? Because
you really can,
back in the day, it was watching TV.
right?
You could watch one show
You
and
can
then
veg
the
out.
next show and
Yeah.
the next show, and then next thing you know, you've watched 8 hours worth of TV
Yeah.
and have got nothing done.
And the thing about that was only what they gave you. Now it's what you really want.
Right.
Think about that, because
Right.
that's really like a drug.
Right.
That's giving you, even when you don't want it.
Right.
It's giving it to you. It's giving it to you.
Right. And then and you think about it too, like if life's going crazy, right? What people do is they use their phone to distract them from their problems, right? That's like,
Yeah.
you know, it pacifies them.
Yeah.
It you know, they mention this in the documentary as well, as how it's like a grown-up's pacifier.
Mm-hmm.
How you know, oh, this going crazy. All right, cool. This is giving me some calmness, you know, and again, you waste a lot of time with it, opposed to you attacking whatever's making you feel uncomfortable. And sometimes I have a
Yeah.
challenge with it myself.
Yeah.
You know, like a part of when I get home at night after my wife's, you know, has said what she's need to say and she's going to bed, you know, that's
Like, this my time.
yeah, this is my time. This is my debrief time.
Yeah.
And it's like, you know, once I get those great ideas in the shower, I get out and I've practiced starting to write them. Because, like, when I used to drive for Uber and I would be out all night and she would be knocked out, I'd have to come and decompress.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, I make sure there's no TV in the room because I just don't think we should fall asleep
No.
watching
definitely.
TV.
Ooh,
But then it's like, it's even worse because then you're scrolling.
hey, it's getting in your window some
Right, it's
way.
getting in your windows.
Who's that peeping in my window?
Right. Right.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
it's like it's crazy because it is a really tough it's a tough habit to break.
No, really.
Like
yeah.
it's literally like you're a drug addict.
It's just too easy, and then when you're like this, the whole like social thing. So it's like, even I've done this, even when I'm out and say like I'm going out someplace where I have to wait for whatever reason, food, this, that, appointment, whatever. And if I see other people like on their phone, I'm waiting, I could just be like chilling. And if I see other people that gotta wait on their phone, I'm kind of like, let me take my phone out, and I just start going in with the, you know, to occupy my time and space
Yeah.
and everything, because I already don't want to be here and I gotta wait. So,
Right. Right.
and everything, and on another thing, like the whole antisocial part, like you were saying earlier about like when, you know, when you're on your phone, like what you were just saying about, like, if you're having a certain type of day or whatever, like, you know, there's times where, you know, people would, you know, like, say a husband or wife, you know, you go straight home, you tell them about the day, you know what I'm saying, or you have a friend, a buddy, a colleague, somebody who you go and talk to about how your day went, how crappy it was, or even how good it was, or whatever. But like now, it's just like, you know what I'm saying, I can't stand my boss, like, pull it out, flick.
Yep.
Ooh, you know what I'm saying? Like, she get married and you know what I'm saying? It's fabricated. It ain't real.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Even the emotion and all that, it's not even dealing with the root and everything, but it's something that we use, you know, to fill out of space. And
Yeah.
yeah.
And it also speaks on the depression that a lot of young adults have, because they're not where they think they should be.
Mm-hmm.
And the only reason why they think they should be somewhere is because of what they see
Yeah.
on social media, right?
Yeah.
You see like all these big houses and you see all
Yeah.
that, and it's like
All
desire. And they don't understand that the average millionaire doesn't become that until they're 65. Right? That's when the average person becomes a millionaire, at that age. But because we have social media in our face all the time, because again, we've grown up with the technology advancing so quickly,
Mm-hmm.
and it's like, honestly, technology is advancing faster than our minds ever will. Like, our brains will advance, but so long, you know, so far.
And it's interesting.
Right.
Yeah.
So, come on, thought, come back.
Yeah, it's our brain. The technology's pretty much beating us. The technology's beating us.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
To, you know, goodness, what was
To our mental. Yeah.
my goodness,
Wow.
bro? Come on, thought. What was I just? Anyways, so
Yeah.
our you know, our technology is happening quicker than our minds really develop. And so, I really am mad that thought really just slipped my mind. I was going somewhere.
I know you were. I know you had to be going somewhere real. Because it's like, I mean, we technology, like I said, it's like what's our real reality and what's not. What's real, true, like confidence and what's not is what's something that. Go ahead.
There we go. That's right. I was talking about millennials struggling because not understanding that there's a process that we have to go through to get to whatever it is that we're desiring. But because we've grown up with technology advancing so quickly, right? Like, when we were kids, it started off, the Atari was like the old video game, and then there was the Nintendo, right? But then it was like, then you had the Super Nintendo, then Sega came out. And then it went to the PlayStation. And then you had the Sega Dreamcast, right? So then it went from cartridges that you would have to stick in and stick out and blow and stick in, and then it turned to disc, right? So where now today, you don't even have to get anything physical. You just connect it to the internet and download it, right? That's all you have to do. Or even with CDs.
That's what I was about to say. Same thing. Movies, all that.
Right. Like tape players. Like, y'all. Some of y'all may not know about, what a Walkman is.
Oh man, I was just telling somebody about that earlier today. Boy.
Right.
That Walkman.
Right. Don't let that mug. The wind of it, the tape. Don't let it get messed up. Because now you gotta pull it out. And you got to sit there and wind it and try to straighten it, and then and it might skip. And then you get CD players, right? And then you got the mobile CD players, and then you were doing something when you got the anti-skip.
Right? When you get the anti-skip.
Right? So where you hit a bump and
you can do whatever you want, and that thing ain't messing your vibe up.
Right.
Yeah.
And then you go to MP3 players to iPods, you know what I'm saying? To where now we stream music, right? You think about
one place. They're putting everything in one place.
One place, right? You got physical big records that you can, if you chuck it at somebody, you can slice their throat. To now you just pull it out of thin air and you have it.
Literally, out of thin air.
So we've been a part of the technology, but then it's like, but we've also seen like our income hasn't changed as quickly. Right, like so much stuff has grown quickly that we think that our money and our minds and our development should grow just as fast, which is not the case.
Right.
And so now we live with depression, or we're like, God, I'm not where I want to be.
Yep, because someone next to us may be where we want to be or further,
right.
And it's like.
Right, and we also don't even understand how they got to where they are.
Exactly. We
don't know what they sacrificed, what they gave up, because sometimes you could trade in your integrity to get yourself to a certain level. So we're falling in love with what somebody else got. Instead of just embracing the process, it's going to take us to get to that point. Because social media will fool you.
It really will.
Right? Like really one of my favorite shows is Criminal Minds. And there's an episode where this mom was trying to put their family off to be the perfect family. But in reality, she had an addiction to money. The daughter was a drug addict. The husband was cheating on the wife. And, they're kidnapped. So they have to work all this out. And their son is the bait for them to, guess. And then some twisted person was using that to quote unquote try to, whatever he was trying to do.
What's all this again?
This is on Criminal Minds. I just gave a whole 45-minute episode in 2 seconds. But what it was the mom's trying to put off like, oh, me and my family's having dinner today. Look at our meal, right? Like, oh, look at us. We're together. Oh, we're happy. We're smiling, right? But that picture doesn't tell the whole story. It just tells what's, what they want you to see. And then we believe what they show us.
Exactly.
So then we look at our life and be like, dang, our life sucks compared to that.
Right.
But not understanding that, they're really living in hell right now.
Right.
Right. They have no peace. There's no, but because that's what you see, it's like, oh, right. That's what I want.
They say everything ain't what it seems.
Everything ain't what it seems.
So
Right.
it's like, be careful when you
Yep.
try to envy, look at somebody,
Yep.
this, that, and the other, you
Yep.
know, because you do not know.
Yep.
Because sometimes when we say, you know what I'm saying, like, gotta want what they want, or I want that. All right. It's like, you that and what they had to go through to do you want that?
Comes at a
Because
cost.
That, yeah, are you willing to pay?
Yep.
Count it up
Yep.
and
'Cause
see
you
if
can,
it's worth it.
you could easily find yourself in an entanglement.
Ah,
But yeah, I mean, we find out that, you know, people's houses are really not built on solid rock. It's built on sand, and
Yep.
you know, winds come and water comes and it
Mm-hmm.
flushes away, and then your whole life is shattered when you find out that that person is not perfect.
Right.
Right? And for me, you know, I'm cool with finding out that you're not perfect.
Yeah.
Oh, it's like, oh, okay, cool. Well, you know, you made this mistake. All right, let's see how you bounce back from it.
Right.
What's your resolve? You know, but most people, they're, you know, once the person falls and people's like, oh, you're canceled, on to the next person. So then that person that has been built up, now they're questioning everything about themselves now, because everybody's kicked up to the curb.
Mm-hmm.
All because of likes, comments.
Man,
You know what I'm saying?
it's a jungle. It could be a real jungle in this social media game, especially when you have situations like such,
Yep.
where things can change at the, you know, brink of a moment because of what somebody said,
Yep.
or even just something that you just simply believed that was out there. And that's why it's so important to keep God first and know who you are out in these streets, because you will get murked
Mm-hmm.
if you're trying to be out here and do this and that and whatnot. Because
Yep. You will be eaten alive. All right. You again, you got to really know who you are.
don't forget it.
You,
Keep everything in the right perspective.
yep.
Okay.
Because a lot of it's an illusion.
Right.
And how you say steady is just you become disillusioned. Right? You just understand that everything you see is not reality.
Mm-hmm.
It's a moment,
Right.
right? It's a moment in time, but it's not reality,
Right.
because
It's not your everyday.
it's not your everyday, and it can always get better,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
It will. I mean, and it will get better,
Exactly.
because life is a pendulum, right? You have your peaks and your valleys.
Yep.
And the greatest thing is you have more valleys than you have peaks. You have more peaks than you have valleys. Say that correctly. Say it again. You have
Yeah.
more peaks than you have valleys. But we spend so much time focused in the valley that we don't appreciate the fact that you have more peaks.
Yeah. We forget to look up.
Yep.
We're looking down in the valley.
Yep.
We gotta look up.
Yep.
You know.
It's always, and your idea of better may not be what you think it is. You'll find out that it has developed an area in you that you didn't even know existed.
Mm-hmm.
So it may not have produced something physically, but it may not be something you could tangibly touch.
Mm-hmm.
Right? What develops in you.
Yeah. For real.
So, yeah,
Yeah. This because this was a real documentary.
yeah, it's
Real.
I definitely, especially if you have young children, if you have teenagers that they're on their phone all the time. I remember there was a young lady, their mom wouldn't let them get on Instagram until she was a certain age. She was like so upset about it. And so, you know, I was like, well, you got to understand, there's some crazy stuff out here that you don't need to be exposed to. I understand that your friends are exposed to it, but you don't even know what they're going through because they're not telling you everything. So your mom's doing the right thing in protecting you because she understands where this can take you, where it can lead you.
Right.
it's like, and it just, it's natural as a kid to want what everybody else has.
Exactly.
Right. I know.
It's natural to think that your parents are just always against you.
Right. Right. And then
and everything you want to do.
You get like 25, 26 years old and be like, dang.
Right.
Damn, my mom really was like,
like, she wouldn't always just try to rain on my parade.
Right. Like, oh, okay. Maybe if I would have listened. Okay. All right, Ma, you're right. All right, Dad. I know you're only doing what you believe is best for me.
Right.
And
they did their best to do what they thought was best.
Right. It's all about perspective. So I encourage anybody, honestly, to just check this out so that you can dial down what you use social media and so that you can actually live the life that you were purposed to live.
Yeah.
Right. Our lives are not built to spend on social media. And as much as I'm talking to you, I'm talking to myself.
Right.
Right.
Same
just
here.
Being more productive. Like, set a time that you're going to do it and then get off. Right?
Yeah.
Because it's a helpful tool to stay connected with friends. Right.
Right.
It's like,
tool. That's the thing we can't forget. It's a tool.
It's a tool. Right.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
That's what you got to keep bringing it back.
So it helps you stay connected with a friend that's maybe on the other side of the world that you don't get to talk to or see every day, but you get to see their lives improving.
Yeah.
It's like, I think that's the one thing that has killed reunions has been social media, because it's like,
they don't have those anymore.
Right. There's no point in having one, and they do have them, but it's like, it's not as celebrated as back in the day, because it's like, oh, I know you got 3 kids. Yeah, I know your kid plays this sport.
I see you post about how they get on your nerves and all that.
Right.
I've seen the whole thing play out.
Right. So it's like, I don't need to see you now. I know.
I don't need an update. I know everything I need to know.
Right. So it's good, man. It's good for connecting and keeping us, somewhat together.
Some people met their soulmates and whatnot.
Yep.
Do these certain things, but is what it is.
It is what it is. Yep. And some people have met some crazy people.
So I would say this to kind of even tie into us, and the reason we do our purpose, our podcast, is really just with everything you do it intentionally, knowing that you have a purpose. Like, so it's like do when it comes to social media, try to make it as purposeful and intentional as possible. Like they were just saying, like having that compartmentalized like attitude towards it, not just being so free with it, because it leaks into other areas.
Absolutely. When
you just get on just because, and you're just looking at stuff, you're not like having a real cutoff time, but you're watching the middle of this thing, this clip, this thing on YouTube, whatever it may be, and it's got to go off like from this to this, bam.
Yep. Because if we don't, honestly, our kids suffer. The people that God has called us to reach and impact, they're suffering and hurting, because we're not doing what we're supposed to do, because we're distracted. You know what I'm saying?
That's all it is, really.
Yeah, it's all a distraction. But, we use it for what it's for. But we spend time with our family and our friends and enjoy the beauty that is outside. Yeah. Especially after the year that we've had, I think we should just appreciate each other more. I know that's one thing that I've taken from this whole time is just appreciating those moments that you have with your friend.
Yeah.
Because it can quickly be taken away.
Seriously.
Like, one day we were enjoying life, the next day we couldn't leave the house unless we had to. We still really can't gather together. Right? So it's like, you can't go and to a certain degree, you can't go and hang out with friends like you used to. It's like it's a different time. But we just got to appreciate those relationships and appreciate the time that we all spend together, especially with your family. Like, spend time just with people and enjoy your alone time away from social media too.
Yeah,
that
we
you get
can't
those-
forget about that.
Right,
too.
you get those
Yeah.
fresh ideas.
Because a lot of people, that's their only two main occupied times: social media, other people in real life, little time to self.
Yep.
That's important because that time to self, that's the reminder of who you are. So when you go back into that world, you standing on something strong and solid.
Yep.
And you in control of your day, and it's not control you, and all these other distractions and factors are not a factor.
That's right. That's right. Well, family, I hope you guys have enjoyed this episode. Yeah, I think some good nuggets
Definitely good.
can be mined out of this. And again, no, we're not getting paid for this, and it doesn't matter if we're not. Just
Right.
we want you to be aware, and hopefully it impacts you in a positive way. To check out the Social Dilemma documentary
really check
on
it out
Netflix.
on Netflix. Check it out because it's even provoked me to make some different decisions as well.
Absolutely. It honestly
Yeah.
make you want to turn your phone off and not have one.
Literally.
Like, it almost makes you want to go get a flip phone. On a side note, I heard that Dana White, the president of the UFC,
Mm-hmm.
he doesn't have a smartphone. He uses flip phones.
Smart man.
Yeah. Yeah. And then another thing I found in the documentary is, like, a lot of these people don't let their little kids get
Exactly.
the phone. So,
Well,
that's another topic because
ain't
we
it?
program our 2-year-olds and 1-year-olds to be dependent on it because you don't want to watch your kids, so you just give them something to get them out your face. But yes,
That's definitely. We might have to have something relative to this. To
yeah,
come back
that's
to,
a
'cause-
parenting conversation, right?
Yeah,
it's a parenting,
definitely a social
yeah.
parenting,
right?
close to home subject. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So yeah. Hope you again enjoyed it. Please again like, share, comment, subscribe. I know it's crazy that we're asking you to do all that after talking about the social dilemma,
help our algorithms out. We're
Right.
just gonna be real with y'all. It helps us to stay doing what we doing and bringing y'all these conversations and podcasts and everything. So we appreciate all the feedback and all the actions you take to follow us and keep in touch with us.
Yeah, and we really hope
Yeah.
it's edifying. Honestly, if it's not edifying, if it's not helping you, honestly, we're not fulfilling our purpose. The purpose of this, honestly, for the both of us, is not to try to generate a whole bunch of money. Like, if that comes, thank God, we appreciate that. But really, it's impact.
Yeah, it's our first priority.
Our first priority is
Who can we
impact.
impact?
Who can we
Yeah.
help change their life, even just a little bit, to where they have a better way of living,
Right.
right? We may not be able to give any money, but we just want to give life to people.
Yeah.
So again, that's why it's the raw on purpose. It's the raw you, the who you are, like just you, knowing who you are, and then why you are placed on this earth, and bringing that together to help fulfill that, because that purpose is really to help the world be better and to do God's work in the earth. Right?
Straight up.
Because that's what he used us for. That's what he created us for, is to fulfill a certain purpose. So everybody has that in them. And it takes you knowing who you are to feel that very thing.
That's right.
So again, yeah. So until next time, again, we hope you enjoy this. Enjoy your day, your week, your weekend, whatever time you're listening to this. Just hope it's a great day. I hope that you get everything that that everything comes your way. Whether in it, and even if it's not the best thing, use it for your edification to help you grow and become better. Right? Because not everything that come your way is necessarily negative. It's to help you grow. So I wish, I pray God's best for your life, And just again, I hope you enjoyed the day. So until next time, it's your boy Zay.
It's your boy Rashad.
And this is the Raw on Purpose podcast.
Yes.
Have a good one.
Peace out.